Let's be honest. This isn't about playing fair. It's about playing smart. We're going to dive into how power really works. Because the people who get ahead, they aren't always the nicest, but they always understand the game being played just beneath the surface of everything. You ever felt that sharp sting of betrayal? Yeah, it's not just bad luck. In the real world, betrayal isn't some random accident. It's a strategy. It's exactly how the game is played when the stakes get high. And right there, that's the core problem, isn't it? We're all taught to be nice, to be fair. But the world, it trains its winners to be strategic. Now, this isn't about throwing your morals out the window. It's about understanding that to survive and to actually win, you have to be aware, you have to be strategic, and you have to be absolutely unshakable. So let's peel back the curtain. Let's explore the real rules of this hidden game, the principles that actually govern influence, perception, and, frankly, survival. We're going to break down 7 Machiavellian truths, and I want you to think of them less as a moral compass and more like psychological weapons and survival tools. They're designed to help you navigate the world as it is, not as you wish it were. All right, first things first, we have to master perception. Because in the game of power, what people think you are is almost always more important than what you actually are. Rule number 1, control your image, ruthlessly. This isn't about vanity. It's a strategic asset. Your image is your armor against attacks. It's camouflage to hide what you're really planning, and it's misdirection to keep your rivals completely off balance. People rarely look past the surface, so you have to craft that surface like it's a weapon. You know, Machiavelli himself absolutely nailed this. When people think they have you figured out, you know what they do? They stop watching you so closely. And that tiny moment, that moment when their guard is down, that's when you make your move. And that brings us to Rule 5. And this one is crucial. Hide your pain. Never, ever bleed in front of wolves. Because visible weakness is basically an open invitation to predators. See, power and pity, they just cannot exist in the same space. The moment they feel sorry for you, they stop respecting you. So this all boils down to a mindset of just absolute control. You take your pain and you turn it into fuel. Your silence becomes your fortress. You become the architect of your own image, and you only reveal what serves your long-term strategy, nothing more. Okay, so we've covered perception. Now let's get into building real, tangible power. The kind that doesn't just look good, but the kind that actually lasts. Rule number 2 is a game changer. Never rely on loyalty. Build leverage instead. Think about it. Loyalty is emotional. It's a contract that can fade the second it becomes inconvenient for someone. But leverage? Leverage is strategic. It's based on power. It holds up even when feelings change, because it makes staying aligned with you the most logical, most beneficial choice for them. Which leads us right to Rule 4. Power is taken. It's not given. If you're sitting around waiting for someone to hand it to you, sorry, but you've already lost. The world doesn't respond to requests or pleas. It responds to quiet certainty. You don't ask for a seat at the table. You simply demonstrate why that seat is already yours. Now, this isn't about being a tyrant. Okay, let's get that straight. When Machiavelli says feared, he's really talking about respect, a deep-seated respect. It means people fear the consequences of crossing you. They respect your boundaries because they know, without a single doubt, that you will enforce them. It's about being unshakable. So you stop trying to earn this temporary thing called loyalty, and you start building permanent leverage. You switch from a passive mindset of asking and waiting to an active one of building, taking, and holding your ground. So you've mastered perception. You've started building real power. Now what? Well, now we talk about execution, the tactical moves that really make all the difference. Okay, let's break these down because they're huge. First, Rule 3, strategy over emotion. If they can trigger you, if they can get an emotional reaction out of you, they can trap you. It's that simple. The calmest person in the room is always in control because they're thinking while everyone else is just feeling. Next, Rule 6, use people's desires. This isn't about evil manipulation. It's about influence. People aren't moved by your logic. They're moved by what they desperately want. Find that craving, whether it's for recognition, security, whatever, and you can guide their actions. And finally, Rule 7, never be too useful. If you solve every single problem and you're always there, you become a commodity, not an asset. Your value is tied to your scarcity. Trust me, strategic absence can be way more powerful than constant presence. This right here, this sums up the whole strategic mindset perfectly. You stop reacting, you start calculating. You get that real influence comes from understanding and channeling the desires of other people. And you recognize that your value actually goes up when you're not always around.
So we've covered the game, we've covered the rules and the strategies, we've seen the mechanics of power working right under the surface. So the question is, what's next?
Because look, understanding all these truths, that's just step one. The real question is, what are you going to do with it? You have to stop expecting the world to be fair. You have to start building leverage. You're not just here to be liked. You are here to endure, to outlast, and to command your own destiny.
So protect yourself. Your clarity is your edge. Your calm is your armor. And your control is your weapon. Stay dangerous. Stay untouchable. The next move is yours.